Plenty of bread. Bible story. Whoosh, whoosh. Dust flew everywhere as a little boy ran. The little boy was carrying a stick. One small, dry leaf was still on the stick. Clink, clink. The little boy hit a little stone with the stick. The little stone bounced across the dry ground. The little boy stopped running and felt a scratch on his knee. The scratch was hard and bumpy. Then he looked at the stick in his hand. "I want to float this stick in a puddle," said the little boy to himself. He wiped the sweat off his forehead and looked around. The little boy could see bushes that were brown and dry. He could see sand and rocks that were warm from the sun. He could see sand and rocks and bushes. Yet the little boy could not see a puddle of water anywhere. Whoosh, whoosh! The little boy began to run again. He ran through the dry sand. He ran past big rocks and dry bushes. Whoosh, whoosh! The little boy ran fast. He ran right up to the door of his own house. "Mother, mother!" cried the little boy. "I cannot find a mud puddle." Mother was standing by the table. The little boy ran up and grabbed her hand. "Mother," he cried, "why are there no mud puddles at all?" "Rain makes mud puddles," answered Mother. "Oh, oh!" exclaimed the little boy. "It has not rained for many, many days." The boy watched his mother. She looked into the oil jar. Then she looked at her meal. The meal was almost gone. "Mother, will you please lift me up so that I may look at the meal?" asked the little boy. Mother lifted her little son up to the table. He could see the meal. He could see a handful of yellow grains. The yellow grains of meal were small and round like sand. The little boy also looked in the jar. It had only a few spoonfuls of oil. "Mother," whispered the little boy, "our meal is almost gone. There is hardly any oil left. How will you make bread? What will you eat?" Mother looked down at her little son. "We have just enough meal and oil for one small cake of bread," said Mother, as she took her small son's hand and walked outside. "Where are we going?" asked the little boy. "We must find sticks," said Mother. "Then we will build a fire and bake our bread." Mother and her son walked across the dusty ground. "Look, look!" yelled the little boy as he waved his arms excitedly. "I see 1, 2 sticks on the ground." Mother smiled. She walked quickly over to the sticks and bent down to pick them up. Suddenly, Mother heard a voice. It was not the voice of her little son. The voice was very deep. "Please, get me a little drink of water," the voice said. Mother looked up. Mother looked up. She saw a man with a sun-tanned face and a sweaty forehead. It was Elijah, one of God's special helpers. Mother wanted to be kind to God's special helper. "Elijah is hot and tired," she thought. "I will bring him cool water." Mother began to walk quickly. "Please, bring me a piece of bread," asked Elijah as she walked away. Mother stopped suddenly. She turned around to face Elijah. "I don't have any bread," Mother whispered as she looked at the ground. "All I have is a handful of meal and a tiny bit of oil in my jar." Then Mother looked back at Elijah. She was very sad, but she did not cry. I am gathering sticks, sighed Mother. Then I will make a small cake of bread for my son and me. After the bread is gone, we will not have anything to eat again. Elijah gently shook his head as he listened to Mother. Her clothes were dusty and her eyes were sad. Mother was hungry too. She was tired too. Do not be afraid. Go ahead and make the bread, said Elijah kindly. Make a little bread for me first, then make some bread for you and your son. Mother looked at Elijah with tears in her eyes. She remembered the meal was almost gone. She remembered the jar that held only a little bit of oil. What will I do? Thought Mother. What will I do? Elijah smiled. Let me tell you something very special, he said. God has a message for you. Mother looked at Elijah with eyes wide open. She waited to hear God's message. You will not run out of meal or oil, even after you make bread. There will always be enough oil and meal until God makes it rain again. Mother did not say a word. She just looked at Elijah. A big tear of happiness rolled down her cheek. Then Mother whispered to her little boy, "We will not be hungry anymore. God is taking care of us. God sent his special servant Elijah to help us." Mother started to smile. Her smile grew bigger and bigger. Then Mother began to walk home. She was going to make bread for Elijah. She was going to make bread for her little son too. As Mother walked into the house, her son pulled on her sleeve. "Mother," said her little boy, "may I have a big piece of bread? I am so hungry. May I have a piece so big that my stomach will not growl and hurt?" Mother lifted her son into her arms. She held him tightly. "Of course you may have a big piece of bread," she said. "God takes care of us." The little boy smiled. He put his arms around his mother's neck. "Oh, Mother, God is good, just like you said."